Here we are in Puna at Wahaʻula Heiau in the countryside familiar to Richard Lyman. So, Richard, you're here with Minnie Kaʻawaloa and Kaipo Roberts, staff of the National Park, and we have this opportunity to find out as much as possible about Wahaʻula.
Well, Homer, I don't claim to be an expert on Kalapana because I look to Kaipo here and Minnie as being the real experts because of their background, their parents, their grandparents, as to what really took place here in years before. And maybe we should ask Minnie what she knows about Wahaʻula.
Minnie?
Well, to my understanding from my grandfather, the Wahaʻula was built way back in the year 1275 by Paʻao, who came from Tahiti. When he landed in this area, he gathered with some kahunas and built this temple site, which we call the heiau. And this heiau was used more for a human sacrifice. Humans are killed, and the blood comes oozing out from their mouth, their eyes, and their nose. And the human were used for sacrifice for one reason, was to strengthen the ali'i in those days. They take your flesh, your inwards, and they use that as a burnt offerings, and your bones were laid aside on a kapa cloth, on a mat, and there the kahunas believed that in the bones are the spirit of the person that could strengthen the ali'i.
Did your family tell you anything about these precincts? That is, whether you kids should stay away from here or walk, tread carefully? Did you get any stories like that?
Yeah, we were told not to come around this area, to stay clear of it. I mean, as a matter of fact, we were scared to come close to this area. Just walking down the trail was bad enough. You'd be frightened.
Can we go on into this section now? If you just follow me, please. Now, Richard, as I understand it, before the time of Wahaʻula and Paʻao, there were no human sacrifices in Hawaii, and that he introduced it to Hawaii when he went south to bring back pili, and it all began here on the those particular few luakini heiau, such as this and mo'okini and several others, perhaps the one at Kailua. What are your thoughts on that?
I think they must have had good and valid reasons why they offered human sacrifices. I don't want to be a judge at this time to say they shouldn't have had human sacrifices. There must have been a reason, and I respect their reasoning at that time. We do things today that maybe our ancestors would say, you bunch of low-lows, what are you doing that for? And so I'm not going to discuss the human sacrifice. I feel that it was a necessity to them, and if it was, so be it.